Having a good takeaway sets you up for a good golf swing. It's crucial. It allows you to set off this positive domino chain reaction in your swing, and from there allows you to play better golf. So in today's video, I'm going to give you 3 different ways of fixing your takeaway. They're all dynamic and they all look at it from a different perspective. Let's go into the first fix, which is a steering wheel analogy. Often with these golfers, you'll see the left forearm start to rotate over the right, and as a byproduct, the club face opens and the club works behind the hand. So by understanding a steering wheel analogy, we can fix this. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to grab something that represents a steering wheel. Now, if you're struggling with this inside take when you're rolling it, you are essentially turning the steering wheel to the right excessively. So have a look at where my thumbs are. When I turn that steering wheel to the right in my posture too early, you can see it gets the thumbs pointing behind me. That's an inside takeaway. We're gonna have to exaggerate this and go, right, I want you to feel like you gently turn that steering wheel to the left. If I do that here, and I feel like I turn that steering wheel to the left, as I turn away, you can see how it gets the thumbs really pointing in front of me here. My right arm is higher than my left, and my right arm's also nice and wide. If I then replicate that same feeling of turning the steering wheel to the left, as I take this club back, you can see again, look, club head is a little bit excessively outside of my hands as an exaggeration. My right arm is higher than my left. And then from there, as I go to the top, I can then allow the club to set up on plane. And then from there, you can hit a golf shot. So let's now look at fixing your takeaway in a different light, and let's give you the second option. Now this second option is by pushing down on the handle. So let's get a little bit more specific. Often when golfers struggle with the takeaway, they pull up on the handle too quickly. As they pull up on the handle, the club's then going to roll inside. It's going to get very, very wide, and you're going to see this look right here. As I take this club back, if I just sort of hook my right hand with just 2 fingers underneath, just for support, and I push the heel pad down and sort of down the toe line, you can now see how actually that club reacts and starts to set up. Now also, the amazing thing is when I do this with my right hand on, when I push down with my left, my right hand reacts and starts to set back on itself. It's sort of like a yin and yang. It's a push and a pull mechanism that's happening right here. So if I push with my left heel pad down across my toe line and I react by pulling back with my right wrist, notice what happens. Push down with the heel pad, pull up with the right wrist. So you see, number 1, how it gives me this beautiful width to my arms right here. Number 2, it has the hands work in a great position. Number 3, it gets the club set up on plane with a great club face position. When the right wrist does this, it pulls the left wrist into this flat position. How can you train this? A really simple stop and go drill is going to work wonders for you. The way you're going to perform this is just set up to the golf ball just like so. Here, push that heel pad down the toe line, set it up to here, check it's in a good position, look back at the ball, and now hit from here. Now, once you're comfortable with that, then try and do it in one fluid motion. Maybe before you take the club back, just do a nice little rehearsal swing here, feel that good movement pattern, and then from there, give it a whack. Now, like I said, this will apply to all of your clubs. I'm hitting a 7-iron here. It'll be the same for a driver and the same for a wedge. Now, the third and final option that we're going to go through is a drag back drill. Now, you can use a head cover for this. You can use a towel, but anything really that's just going to offer a little bit of resistance here. Now, this is a fantastic variation if you're looking to make your swing more dynamic as you take it back. It's also great if you're trying to add some speed. Place this head cover right behind the ball. So I don't want there to be any space between the club head and the head cover. Take your normal setup position, and in the first variation, we're going to do a step variation. So what you're going to do is you are going to start with your feet in your normal position. You're going to bring your right foot slightly in. Now, to start your swing, there's 2 parts to this. You're going to do, number 1, a small step, keeping the club there, feeling like you load a tiny bit more pressure in your right leg. And then the second part is you are then going to drag that club back. And you can see as I do that, look, it gets me into this beautiful wide position here. I've used my core to take it back. And now from here, once I've done that drag, because it's offered me some resistance, I will then be able to flick the club up in the back of my right wrist. Let me show you what this looks like. So start with the club head on the head cover just like so. I'm going to bring my foot in slightly. So it'll be a step, drag, flick, hit. Now, as I play that back, you can really see how dynamic that motion was. So again, like I said, this is phenomenal for golfers who feel very rigid over the ball, or just need to add a little bit more speed into their swing. Now, once you've then done that a couple times, the second variation, which is kind of bringing you closer to what we would normally do, is we're just not going to have any sort of step. So this therefore means that we then need something dynamic to start our swing to help us be able to drag that head cover back or that towel back. And this usually comes in the form of a swing trigger. Now you see loads of different swing triggers, but they all follow the same principle. Essentially, it is a push off of the left foot onto the right. It's a very, very subtle motion, so I don't want you suddenly having these big old shifts off. It's just a little subtle motion. It's very, very gentle, and from there, just sort of, it's like a shock of electricity. It just starts your swing with some momentum. So in this situation for me, I love the Gary Player knee kick in and then take it back. So that's the one that I'm going to opt for here. But essentially, I'm going to set up in this position. I'll do my trigger. I'll drag it back. So drag that head cover back, then flick that club up, and I'll really feel it in the back of my right wrist. That'll give me loads of torque. And then from there, I'm ready to hit. So here's what it will look like here. This will be a really dynamic swing in this situation. So trigger, drag, flick, hit. If you need more one-to-one help for online coaching on the Skill List platform, the link is down below, where you can also download a free practice guide.